Okay, let's just get right into it. A toxic person, you see, they survive on your reactions. They've studied you, they know exactly which buttons to push, and they are counting on your emotional response to fuel their game. But what if your greatest weapon was one they never, ever saw coming? We're talking about calculated, strategic silence. It's a tool that, well, it doesn't just protect you, it completely dismantles their power. And yeah, this quote, it just nails the core truth, doesn't it? A manipulator is totally prepared for an argument. They expect you to get loud, to defend yourself, to fight back. But what they absolutely cannot handle is your silence. It's not the conflict they're afraid of, it's the loss of control when you just refuse to engage on their terms. And that right there, that is the million-dollar question we're digging into. Because look, there's a huge difference between using strategic silence for self-preservation and using the manipulative silent treatment to hurt someone. So how do we master the first one without ever falling into the second? Well, let's break it down.
First things first, we have to understand the game we're actually in. From a self-respect point of view, recognizing their script is the first step to getting your power back. You have to get this. Toxic individuals have already cast you in a role in their play. They've watched you, they know what makes you tick, and they're relying on you to react in a predictable way so they can stay in control.
I mean, your reaction? That's the whole point. It's literally the fuel they run on. Whether it's anger or tears or you frantically trying to explain yourself, your emotional response is proof to them that their tactics are working. They absolutely thrive on pulling you into the drama that they started.
So how do you win a game that's, completely rigged against you? Simple. You throw out their script. Strategic silence becomes your unpredictable weapon. It makes you totally unreadable. It takes back all the control because they just don't know what to do with someone they can't provoke.
So here it is. This is the playbook. We're going to walk through 7 powerful psychological shifts, let's call them silent plays, that you can use to protect your peace and take back your power. Think of this as your new script, the one where you're finally in charge.
Let's kick it off with play number 1. Stop explaining yourself. Oh man, this one is a total game changer. Manipulators will ask you why, not because they want to understand, but because they're looking for weaknesses. They aren't listening to you. They're basically just digging for cracks in your armor. Every single explanation you give them is just ammunition they're going to use against you later.
So here's the key. You make your statement, and then you stop talking. A simple no is a complete sentence. You're signaling that your decision is final and it's not up for debate. And that awkward silence that comes next? Yeah, that is not your problem to solve. Let them squirm in it. This one move shuts down those exhausting, go-nowhere arguments before they can even start. All right, on to play number 2. Observe everything, react to nothing. I want you to think of toxic people as emotional arsonists. They start fires just to watch the chaos unfold. But the moment you shift from being a player in their drama to just a calm observer, the whole dynamic changes. When you don't react, you're denying them that hit of validation they're so desperate for. It sends a silent, powerful message. Your little attempts to provoke me are completely irrelevant. Now for play 3, the gray rock method. What's so amazing about this one is just how simple and effective it is. See, these individuals thrive on drama and big emotions, what a lot of people call narcissistic supply. Basically, it's their emotional food. By becoming as boring and uninteresting as a plain gray rock, you cut off that supply. You literally starve them of the attention they need. Okay, so let's break down what that actually means. This is a defensive strategy, especially for those interactions you just can't avoid. Your answers become short, factual. You don't share personal stories. You become a really unsatisfying target. And you know what happens? They get bored, and they go find their drama somewhere else. Play number 4. Now, this is a really conscious choice you have to make. You choose distance. And this isn't just physical distance. It's emotional, it's energetic. You stop accepting their invitations to argue. You let those baiting text messages just sit there unread. This creates a void where all their chaos used to live. And bottom line, they can't manipulate what they can't reach.
And this quote, this is the mindset you've got to have. Every single time you choose to step away, you're sending this silent message. Look, you're not running from a fight. You're just being smart enough to refuse to play a game you can't win. You're finally treating your energy like the precious resource it is.
Okay, our 5th play might feel a little backwards at first, but trust me, it's so powerful. Stay kind, but firm. A manipulator is ready for your anger, they are ready for your tears, they have no script for your unbothered kindness. Responding to one of their attacks with a calm, "I hear you," and then holding your ground, it completely fries their circuit board. Your kindness, when it's paired with a firm boundary, becomes this unbreakable shield that shows them their behavior has zero power over your emotional state.
And all of this leads beautifully into play number 6. Let them wonder what changed. Here's the thing, there's no big announcement. You just change. The buttons they love to push suddenly stop working. This silence, this unpredictability, it forces them into a tailspin. Suddenly their whole mission becomes about figuring you out, which means they're no longer focused on controlling you. Okay, this brings us to the final, and honestly the most definitive play of all, walking away for good. Some people call this going no contact. It's the loudest statement you can possibly make, and guess what? You say it all with your absence. This is the ultimate act of reclaiming your power. It's an act of profound self-respect. But, and this is so important, when we talk about walking away, we have to talk about the huge difference between protection and punishment. This final act is where the line between healthy self-preservation and toxic manipulation becomes crystal clear. Because the intent behind the silence is everything.
Okay, look at this. This chart breaks it down perfectly. On one hand, you've got strategic silence. That's all about self-preservation. Your goal is to create a boundary to defend your own peace. But then you have the silent treatment, and that's a whole different beast. That's an act of punishment. The goal there is to control the other person by attacking their emotions. See the difference? One is about protecting yourself, the other is about hurting someone else.
And you have to remember this. You don't owe them one last big fight. Real closure is not a conversation you have with them. It is a quiet, firm decision you make for yourself. It's finally getting that the only way to win their crazy game is to just stop playing.
So, what does all this lead to? It leads to you finally becoming the author of your own story. When it's all said and done, the greatest power you have is the one they can't even see. It's not about winning an argument. It's in that quiet, firm decision you make to protect your own peace, no matter what.
And this quote, man, it just says it all, doesn't it? They expected you to be just another character in their chaotic story, but you decided to take back the pen. By using these silent strategies, you're not a character reacting to their chaos anymore. You are becoming the author of your story. And in your story, you walk away into the quiet, powerful peace that you absolutely deserve.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. Your silence isn't just emptiness. It's the powerful, tangible presence of your boundaries and your self-respect. So the only question left is, where are you going to build yours first?